The box office numbers for this past weekend has been reviewed and it's looking excellent for Venom: The Last Dance. This film has been number one for 3 weekends in a row. This is fantastic. Now, to be fair, people will come to my comments and say it doesn't have any competition. No big films came out in the last 2 to 3 weeks to compete with it. I understand this, but the fact is, this film by the media was being positioned as a huge disaster because it didn't make so much money in its first weekend in the United States. As I speak to you right now, this film only made around 16.2 million this past weekend. It's currently at a total of 114.8 million in the United States. The funny thing here is that overseas, Venom: The Last Dance is literally almost at $400 million after 3 weekends. That's fantastic. It still made another strong $33 million in its third weekend overseas, which is a 51.7% drop from last weekend. It's at a total of 279.4 million overseas, and when you add that to the 114.8 million in the United States, you're looking at a total of 394.2 million. Now, what I'm saying here is that this film not only will cross 400 million probably by the end of today or maybe early tomorrow, it is certainly crossing $400 million within today and tomorrow. And once it does that, it's already going to be on track to cross $500 million worldwide when it's all said and done. It's doing excellently well everywhere. Now, the reason I say it's doing excellently well everywhere is because even if you compare it to other films, similar films that didn't open so well like it, for instance, the Flash, you know, opened to around, the same number as this movie, as Venom: The Last Dance, and it already beat out The Flash. So The Flash only made 108.1 million, so it has beat it out in the United States. It is definitely going to squash the Marvels. Marvels only, dropped to 6.3 million. The Flash made 5.2 million this third weekend. Venom dropped to only 48%, making 16.5. So it's holding so well. It's similar to the first Venom film that made $18 million in its third weekend. Very similar, honestly, and it's eyeing around $150 million in the United States alone. Now, if we go to the other top 10, you have the best Christmas film made 11.1 million. You have Heretic made $11 million. It opened decently, even though it doesn't have the best reviews. Heretic made $11 million. You have the Wild Robots. Now, the Wild Robots is very interesting. It's made 6.7 million for a total of 130.9 in the United States alone, but it's already close to $300 million worldwide. It still made a very decent chunk of change this past weekend. It's already going to cross 300 million worldwide. Before maybe this Wednesday or Thursday, it should be over 300 million worldwide. It's still, it still made a decent amount overseas. It made $9 million overseas in its ninth weekend overseas. You are looking at 161.6 million for the Wild Robots. It's going to get to at least 340 million in the in the worldwide box office. Then you have Smile 2. Smile 2 made $5 million and is at a total of 60.5 million. Conclave made 4.1 for a total of 21.5. You have Anora 2.5 million, total 7.2 million. You have the new film here made 2.4 for a total of $9.5 million. We have We Live in Time that made 2.2 million for a total of 21.8 million. And then finally you have Terrifier 3 that made 1.5 million for a total of 53.3 million, in the United States alone. So this has been the box office rundown for this past weekend. I had to make it as short as possible. And finally, Red One. Red One has made its debut overseas. It opened well overseas, which is very, very, very cool. And in fact, it even shapes itself to be a big success. Red One made 26.6 million over 75 markets in its 5-day opening, in line with the 25 to 30 million projection that was made for it. So we'll see what it does in the United States when it makes its debut this weekend, this weekend. For now, share your thoughts down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like our content. I'll see you guys very much next time.